Put it on my desk. I'll look at it when I get there. And set the meeting for 4:30, and I want Thorne and the media department in on it. Shouldn't be more than half an hour. I'll talk to you more about that when I get there. Thanks, Vivian. Bye-bye.
Hi.
Mother.
Are you on your way back to work?
Oh, in a bit.
Is Brooke here?
No.
Good. You're giving me a chance to change my clothes.
Oh, you and Brooke going somewhere?
We're going to your father's office for a fitting.
Well, well.
No comments from the peanut gallery.
You're taking Logan to have her wedding dress fitted. What comments are there to make?
None. I'm glad that you're in a better mood. Did you and she have a good talk?
Yes, we did.
Good.
I've got to get going.
Ridge. Let's forget about what happened earlier today.
I agree.
I thought about it, and you were correct to want to reassure yourself that Brooke is pregnant.
I was out of line.
I don't think so.
Suddenly, we're taking each other's points of view?
No, I don't think so. I just sometimes don't know quite what to say to you.
Meaning what?
I guess for years I've thought about this event that's coming up in your life. I thought it was going to be different. I thought it was going to be the wedding to end all weddings in this city. With a bride that was different than any other bride.
Mother, it's going to be a lovely wedding.
I'm sure it is. Have you given it any thought to the details? You know, where you'd like to have it, whom you'd like to have on the guest list?
Well, why don't you talk to Logan about all that?
All right.
You know, this is supposed to be a good time for you, too.
It's just that
Mother, don't say it. There is going to be a wedding in this family. I want this to be an occasion where we all come together, put aside all of our differences, and get into the old Forrester spirit. I want this wedding to be positive for everyone.
Darla, I take it you were out of the office when my daughter Macy left me this note.
Yes, Miss Spectra. I must have been on my lunch break.
Uh-huh. Well, you see, this brings up a little problem in quantum physics. Perhaps you can help me with it. Why is it that whenever anything important happens here in the office, you are out on your lunch break? And why is it that your lunch break always lasts precisely as long as I am out of the office?
It just works out that way. Honestly.
Amazing. Well, I wonder what my daughter Macy wants. Probably money.
Do you want me to answer it?
No, Darla, I don't think so. Let's just wait and see if the knocking noise goes away by itself. Of course, I want you to answer it.
May I help you? Yes, is Mrs. Spectra busy? Yes, she is. She and I are in conference.
Miss Forrester, please, come in.
The Forrester? Actually, my name is Mrs. Garrison.
I'm so sorry. Darla, would you bring Mrs. Garrison some tea, please?
Sure.
So nice to see you, Kristen. And I'm so pleased that you felt comfortable enough to just drop in.
Well, I am here for one specific reason.
Oh.
Those 6 designs for your file line. I'd like to see them, if I may. So, would it be possible to see those designs?
Of course, Kristen. Though I'm not sure I know exactly where they are at this point.
Well, what designs? Thank you. The ones for your fall collection. The original sketches. Oh, I know where they are.
No, Darla. I'm sure you must be thinking of something else.
No, I'm sure of it. They're locked in the file.
No, dear. I took them out of the file about 2 weeks ago.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I
Now,
just thought
listen, I have a wonderful idea. Why don't we just forget about the sketches and take a look at the collection itself? Darla, would you mind going out and getting the rack of designs and bringing it in here? And then you can go back to your desk. Please.
Sure.
Nice kid. I'm grooming her to be my assistant. It isn't easy.
Mrs. Spectra, I'm curious about something. I got the distinct impression that you designed this collection yourself, which I hear is a great success. Why did you spend all those years ripping off other designers when you have all this talent?
Mrs. Garrison, I shouldn't have to tell you how tough and competitive this business is. And it takes time and effort and money, lots of money, to make any kind of success in it. I started out with nothing. I had to build this business up, and I was raising my little girl at the same time on my own. That's why I had to conduct my business the way I did. I had to make enough money to buy myself the time to exercise my creative talents.
And yet, you want to hire Clark to do your designing, instead of doing it yourself?
I still have this company to run, Mrs. Garrison. Of course, I'll be doing some creative work myself. An artist, as you very well know, must express herself. Ah, here they are. The Spectra Fall Collection for 1989. Now, you realize, of course, that they don't look nearly as good hanging on this rack as they would if they were being modeled by a lovely young woman like yourself.
No, this will do just fine.
Is there anything else that you can tell us, Miss Barrett?
Just that I wouldn't want to see a word of this in print.
You have our word you won't. Now, this man that she was in love with, this photographer, you mentioned his last name. What was it?
Savage. Mick Savage.
Savage.
Why does that sound so familiar?
He's one of the leading fashion photographers on the East Coast.
Of course.
Right. I read about him. He's a photojournalist.
Right, for Photographers First. He excelled there, too.
How would we go about meeting Mick?
You want to meet Mick? I think he's on a session in Europe.
Well, do you have any idea how we can get a hold of him?
I'm afraid I don't. Look, I'm really running rather late. I must leave now.
Well,
Of course. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good luck with your article.
thank you.
Oh, we struck gold.
Right on the money. You were right, a love affair.
Oh, and what a love affair. This is more tempestuous, torrid, painful than I ever imagined.
Well, this certainly calls for a celebration.
What do you have in mind?
Well, it's early evening, New York City, and you are certainly a very sensuous woman.
Oh.
Need I say more?
What time is the last flight to L.A.?
Quite late.
Well, we could see some of New York, and then I really want to get back home because I miss my baby.
You know, you did a very good thing for your baby today. You came one step closer to giving him a father.
I know. And Kristen is one step closer to the love of her life. And it certainly isn't Clark Garrison.
these answer machines. Mick, it's me. Some people were asking about Kristen Forrester. Perhaps I said too much. They're from Los Angeles, and I'm sure they'll be trying to get in touch with you. Call me.
Hi!
Hi. Are you ready?
Yes, but I'm gonna change my clothes.
Sure, go ahead. I'll wait.
You know, I think there's something we should talk about first.
Sure. What is it?
Well, it's something that's going to be difficult for both of us to discuss.
Stephanie, what is it? What's the matter?
We haven't discussed anything about the wedding.
Yes, I know. So?
Would you like to have it here at the house?
You really mean that?
The idea meets with your approval?
Yes. Yes, I would love to have the ceremony here. I have always dreamt about that. Ever since
I was hoping that you would want to keep it small, you know, just intimate and personal.
Just the families.
And that is the difficult thing that we have to discuss. Considering your mother's past relationship with my husband, I don't think it's unreasonable for me to tell you that I do not want your parents here at the wedding. I realize that it's very selfish. It is. But I do not believe that your father would be well served by them being here either.
Stephanie, I really don't think there's anything going on between Eric and my mother anymore.
No, I'm sure that there isn't. It really doesn't have anything to do with Eric. It's me. I don't want your mother in my home. Do I have to say anything further?
No. I guess you don't.
I thought you'd understand.
Stephanie, there's something else that I would like to mention. And it's really not the easiest thing to talk about.
What's that?
After the marriage, after we get married, I think that it would be a good idea for everybody if Ridge and I find another place to live.
Have you discussed this with him?
No, not yet.
I think you should wait until after the wedding.
Yes, that does sound reasonable. But I don't want to wait too long, Stephanie. And I'm sure that you don't want me to wait too long either. You did all these? On your own?
Kind of hard to believe, huh?
Sally, these are truly very, very good.
Thanks.
I had no idea.
That a knockoff artist like Sally Spectra could turn out such creative work.
No question. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Kristen, would you mind? You sit down for a minute, please. Got something I'd like to say to you. Something I've never said to anybody before, so please bear with me. And if you wouldn't mind, I'd like you to pass it along to your family. From this moment on, Spectra Fashions are going to produce only original designs. No more knockoffs, no more rip-offs, no more copies, nothing even remotely like anybody else's line. Just beautiful clothing in the finest tradition. Designed, hopefully, by a man you and I both respect and admire very much. A man who loves only one thing more than his work, and that's his wife. Well, we both know that I'm talking about your husband, and I'm sure you know that you mean everything to him. Well, this is a chance, Kristen, for you to do everything for him by encouraging him and supporting him in his desire to come and work for us at Spectra, where he can have creative control where he can have a line of clothing of his own, and where he can be the master of his own destiny. And where you and I feel positive, could become very, very good friends.
You look thoughtful.
Rich, has there been any word on Margot?
No,
She hasn't called?
not that I know of.
Don't you find that a little strange?
Well, Dad said it was personal. I'm sure she'll be back in a couple of days.
What's on your mind?
I just wanted to bring you up to date.
Fall sales?
No. Can you keep the 16th of June open?
Why? No. Don't tell me.
Yep.
I don't believe it. The most eligible bachelor on the face of the earth?
Only for one more month.
Rich! Congratulations. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
You recommend it, do you?
Marriage?
Yeah.
Of course. Why did you pick June 16th?
I had nothing planned that day,
Ooh, that's a good reason, huh?
so I can pencil you in for the guest list.
Absolutely.
Good.
My big brother. Finally biting the bullet.
Kicking and screaming the whole way.
She's a lucky lady.
I'm a lucky man.
One question.
Ask it.
Caroline. How did she react to all this news?
Caroline, I didn't hear you come in. Lost in thought? Daydreaming. Well, now there's a luxury you haven't been able to afford before.
I can now. Well, then you must have played the tape for Ridge. Yes, of course I did. And he believed that that was your doctor's voice? My once very dear close friend.
Oh, Brooke, please. Please don't try to be condescending to me.
I'm not being condescending, Caroline. I feel sorry for you, grasping at straws, hoping against all hope that this marriage is not going to take place. I feel compassion for you, Caroline. I know that you don't believe me, but I really do. Who wouldn't feel compassion for a woman so attractive, trapped in a marriage that she is obviously not happy with, in love with her husband's brother, the man that I am about to marry? I guess that I must have been threatened for so many weeks that I couldn't tell what kind of a situation you were in. But you know what? I'm not threatened anymore. In fact, I feel very, very confident. And as a result, every time I look at you, I just feel sadness. I really do want to be your friend. But I am not going to kneel down and beg any longer. You have to do something about it, Caroline. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. And if it doesn't, we both lose out. But I guess that won't be the end of the world, will it?
Brooke. Ready to go?
Yes.
so it would seem.